Hi everyone, welcome to Truth's Treasures. This is my first time ever doing anything like this, so first time doing video, especially considering putting it out to the world, and the first time really working with resin. So I did a couple of test runs the other day. This one here was my first time ever doing anything with resin. And I was watching, well, binge watching actually, Glitz and Glitter and Pour Your Heart Out. And they gave me such great ideas that I wanted to see if I could actually do it too. Uh, but this first one was an actual epic fail. So I didn't leave enough time for the resin to cure before I put the colored coating on it. And so you can see here, you can see the flowers through the color, which you really shouldn't be able to do. And so if we look at the other side, you can see how the colored resin all floated to the bottom, which it ended up covering the top of the coaster and ruining any chance of seeing the lovely flowers beneath. So that one was a failure. Second try, however, I didn't play with color and I gave, oh, what did I give? I think it was about 20 minutes or so to let the resin rest in the individual molds, well, mold, period. And then I put the flowers in there, and then I gave it another 15-20 minutes before I put a coat on top. I didn't put enough resin in, so I don't know if you can see on here. Let's see if you can see that. You can see the grain of the flower that is coming through the bottom. So I will definitely have to put another base coat on of the clear, but I thought that turned out really pretty. So I'm very excited to try my hand at using the rest of the resin that I have mixed together, and I will be putting together some more flowers. So here is my resin that I mixed up just a few minutes ago. I want to give that just another quick stir. Something that I believe both Glitz and Glitter and Pour Your Heart Out mentioned was that they prefer to not use the wooden sticks for stirring your resin together. So I decided to go ahead and just follow their advice and went ahead and used the plastic ones that came with one of the kits I bought. I'm gonna get all that lovely resin off the edge there and then set that aside. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour a couple of ounces in each. Trying to eyeball this. I probably should have just done one at a time and made sure I was exact, but I think these are pretty close. Scoop some of the rest of this out. I don't know. This is my second go round really trying. So we will see how it goes. It is a learning process. I'm sure there will be many more failures along with successes, so that will be exciting to see what is created here. check those for bubbles. And then I'm going to let that set for a little while, and then I will be back. Okay, and we are back. It's only been a second for you, but it's been about 15 minutes for me. I'm just gonna move this around here. All right, I went ahead and pre-arranged some flowers and a general idea of how I think I want them to go. So we'll see how well that goes with putting them in our little molds. I did spritz the top of these with isopropyl alcohol, 99%, just to make sure we got all those bubbles out of there, just from stirring the resins together. All right, so let's just start here. Now the issues that I noticed with flowers is they can create bubbles because you have all these different little air pockets that can exist in there. So I'm just trying to coat each side and to kind of just pat it down in there to get any possible bubbles to come out to the surface. And then just moving it around to where I want it. I'm gonna clean these off real quick. And then, let's see. Biggest challenge with this is making sure you have it going the right direction because you're flipping it upside down so that the bottom of the mold is the top. At least that's the way I've been doing it. I think other people have done it the opposite way. Haven't tried that yet. I might do that one of these next times. Just trying to get that down into the resin. There we go. Beautiful. Let's get this one over on this side. It's not, it's a little bit too big for that, I guess. Let's see if we can get that to work. There we go. This is fun for me. It's technical and creative at the same time. So it's kind of meeting all of my little quirky, geeky needs here. So hopefully I'm not half bad at doing these and putting them together. We'll see. I don't know. Let's go that way. You know what I just realized? These are gonna cover everything up. I gotta take that back out. Set that right here. Slightly wrong order there. That one can stay. These I need in here first. Put that up top there. That kind of makes it look like it's kind of part of the same plant. I Okay, let's try this again. That one went on this side. I am probably going to end up with all sorts of bubbles in this one. Hopefully not. Cleaned up a little bit. We'll see. We will find out how that looks in the end. Nice thing about these silicone molds is this mess right here that will just dry up and be able to be popped out in the morning. All right, let's see. Let's try this blue one. Well, no, let's start with this one. That one's a really cool looking flower, I think. You can see how it sticks with the resin there, so it's thickened up quite nicely. And I just opened that flower up so that it's probably going to have all sorts of bubbles in it, but it is still going to be pretty, I think, at least. And if not, then it's a learning opportunity. Let's see, I want these guys in there. Come here. Okay, looks nice over there. My hands are shaking for some reason. I think I want this one on the inside here. Right along there. And then this one. Come here. Gonna sit right along here. And then just set this one right up the middle here, if it'll cooperate. These are definitely going to have a backer put on them. I can see bubbles already. let's try this last one. Get that in there. Gonna have to hurry up. It's setting up a lot. Let's see. Get this baby in here. Right there. Get the lovely little petals underneath there. Come on, straighten out for me. Okay. Here. I really like those little starburst ones. I actually think I want him over here. And then I want this blue one back in here. So you have that orange over the blue in the background. Would be kind of pretty looking, I think. This little white one over here. Kind of balance those out a little bit. A little bit of greenery in there. If I can get it in the right spot, not upside down. Okay. These green ones here don't want to play nicely with me today. Let's see. Bring this one in here. I think I'm going to leave it at that and not include that last piece, because I think this has enough interest in it. Just want to get that covered up. I got more bubbles. Those little spritz. Hopefully that will help bring those out. And now it's time to wait. Back on this one. I don't know how that works. And I have a cat, so that's my cat's back here right there. Make sure that doesn't get incorporated. I might let these set for maybe another 15 minutes. Trying to have to make sure I keep track of my pot time. Let's see how much time I have. It's 3:30. I mixed it at, I don't have much more time. So I finished mixing at like 2:50. So I have maybe 10 minutes to play with. So give it 10 minutes and then I will come back and we'll take a look and see if I can add a little bit more resin in to just top these off a little bit. And then we'll go from there. Okay, and we are back. It's been about 10 minutes or so. I just wanted to get this backer put on there before it sets up too much and ends up curing in its little pot instead of being able to put that final coat in there. Now I just stirred this and I'm kind of regretting it because it's got lots of bubbles in there right now. So I'm just going to take my time with that, keep stirring nice and gently, try and get those bubbles out before I put a whole bunch of bubbles in my coasters. This is warm, so that chemical reaction is working. One thing I will reiterate is to make sure you are wearing your personal protective equipment. I'm sure you noticed a little bit earlier, I wasn't wearing it when I was putting the flowers in. My mind was saying I didn't need it because I was just going to be using the tweezers to put that in there, but probably would have been smart to have had that on anyways. So let's just go ahead and pour this in there and then we'll try and get the bubbles out as we go. Just that final little bit in there, let that go. Hopefully flowers have set up enough that they won't go floating to the very top, but I guess we will find out tomorrow. Let's see if we succeeded with this today. I'm gonna try. Oops, I'm getting resin all over the place. Try and scoop this out and get that in this one just to top it off. Only needed a little bit. Now I have no idea if I should have sanded that first or if it's okay to just add a top coat of resin after a day. I guess we will find out. See if it worked. I'm definitely at the top of the hour of being able to work with this. Let's just edge that around to the end. That's so thick. It's not wanting to move. And I'm probably putting all sorts of bubbles in here. Well, I guess that's just why they say you practice. Gotta make your mistakes and learn from them. And then try again. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing before I really mess with stuff. Let's see. Put a little bit more in there. Just let that self-level. Alright, and I'm gonna be done, I think, with that. Yeah, I definitely can see bubbles in here. Let's see if I can get some of those out. That one's wanting to float to the top. This one seems to be doing okay. Definitely have some bubbles in there. And they moved. Move them back. And I guess time will tell how we did. I will see you, I guess, tomorrow, and I'll let you know how it turned out. Hello again. It is the next day, so let's take a look and see. Let's see how we did. I think I'm going to start with this one. See if there's any issues with how I did it, which interestingly, yeah, you can see where I added that next layer. Gonna have to, I don't know, think through a better way to do that. If you have any words of advice on how to better handle that, I would appreciate them. Definitely need to clean up some of these edges and whatnot. But the back looks beautiful. It's fully covered. And the front still looks really good, I think. I think that's really pretty. There's a couple of little bubbles, if you can see, that definitely need work for the next go around. But I think that one was pretty successful. Let's see. Let's start with this one because I'm not sure what it looks like. It looks like the flowers floated a bit. So let's see. Interesting. Definitely floated around. Not sure if I like that one, but not terrible. Yeah, they really spread out, didn't they? Interesting. Definitely need to find another way to do the flowers because I'm not sure if I like this way. Let's see what this one looks like. Saving what I hope. Ooh. Well, I hope the other one would be the best, but I like this one. What do you think? I like the way these crisscross at the top. Granted, I have a leaf here that floated the wrong direction, but I guess that's kind of true to form in life, isn't it? But that one's really kind of cool. I like that one. I don't know if you can see it really well. Let's see if... There. See that? That's really pretty. And the last. Ooh, I like that one too. That one I think did really well. Let's see if how that looks with that behind it. What do you think about that one? I think I really like that one. I think that one's my favorite. There's a couple little bubbles here, but they kind of go with little points on top of the flower that you don't really see it. Really like this one. Cool. Well, that I feel is at least half successful. 2 I like. Well, the third one I actually like too. 3 I like. So yay, that's exciting. I like these. These back here so you can see them. Final view here. Which one's your favorite? But I hope you will like and subscribe and join me on my journey to learn more about resin and to see what kind of beautiful creations we can make. Have a good one. See you next time.